Welcome back, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to welcome you guys if you are new here. My name is Araceli and this is Araceli Chan DIY. I would love for you guys to become part of this fabulous DIY family that I have here. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and hit your notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video about once a week. So today's video is sponsored by Cricut. Thank you guys so much. I will be using my Cricut machine, but for those of you who do not have a Cricut, I will also have some little tips, tricks, and hacks to create stuff without a machine. I feel like the decor that I'm making today is gonna fit both like a winter and Christmas theme, so I really hope you guys enjoy the aspect of it. I'm not gonna make this so long, so let's go ahead and jump right into the first DIY. So for this first one, we're gonna go ahead and use one of these Dollar Tree frames, and I'm just gonna pop everything out. And then on one of my trips to Dollar Tree, I found these really cute Christmas bags, so I just picked a set up. Each package comes with 2 different bags and they're super cute. I love the designs. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one that says fa la la and just gonna go ahead and cut it to the size of this triangle and pop it right in there, and then just decorate it with some twine and some pine cones. Definitely easy, but to do my Cricut version, I went ahead and uploaded my design to my design space, and then instead of doing a basic cut, I'm going to go ahead and choose my pen right here. And then on this little square, I'm going to choose the color of the pen and then also use the size, or choose the size of the marker. And I'm going to go ahead and make it, and I'm just going to go ahead and adjust it to my mat and then choose what type of cardstock I'm using. For this one, I'm using some cardstock that I purchased at Dollar Tree. I'll show you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my blade right out and then just pop my blade or my pen until it clicks, close that up, and that's good to go. So this cardstock comes with 3 sheets, different colors. One side is shiny and the other side is like matte. So I'm gonna use the matte side and just let my machine do its thing and write out my design. And so I used the same frame as the first DIY with the exception that I did paint this one white. Now, if you're still not sold on the Cricut or you don't want to buy one, you can always hand letter stuff. I've showed you guys many times how you can hand letter things. It may not be perfect, but trust me, practice makes perfect sometimes. So you can go with that option, or you can print out your design and then you can write on the design and then trace it. So there's different ways that you guys can trace a design depending on what base you're going to use. So in this case, I just kind of flipped the image onto this wood base, and that is pretty much it. Alright, so for this one, I am reusing this little base here that I made. I've used for multiple DIYs, and then I'm also going to use these glitter tree ornaments from Dollar Tree. These come in a pack of 2, and then I'm also going to use one of these reindeer. They also come in a pack of 2. They're nice and glittery, also from Dollar Tree. And then what I did, I just took this outside and I spray painted it with a matte white spray paint, and I'm going to glue a Dollar Tree mirror on the top. And I'm just going to clean it really well. That way there's no smudges or nothing on there. And then I took a shot glass from Dollar Tree and I went ahead and painted that as well. It's just a little one. It comes in a pack of 24. And I'm just going to glue everything on there. And then at the end, I'm going to add some greenery. So the candles that I'm using, or the candle that I'm using, is one of this luminescence. It comes in a pack of 6. They're for like emergencies, but definitely you want to have these in your stockpile. They can be super useful for emergencies or for decor. No, I can't wait for the weekend. Waking up next to you. We'll be sharing our secrets, making dreams come true. Let's have a
toast for the lovers.
So I feel like the previous DIY and then also this DIY are perfect for either Christmas or winter. These are the shot glasses that I used also for the other one. So I'm going to take 3 shot glasses for the center of this Dollar Tree tray as well. You guys can see I glued mouth to mouth and then the bottom to bottom and then glued that right in the center. And on the side, I'm going to glue 2 more shot glasses, and then at the very end, I'm going to go ahead and glue 1 shot glass, and I'm going to repeat the step on the opposite side. So you can always paint these before you glue them. I did it after. I did get a little bit of paint on the tray, but it doesn't matter because it's silver anyway. And these are the same candles that I used for the other DIY as well. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to try to melt like a hole underneath because those shot glasses are kind of domed, so they stick up a little bit. And I'm going to put a good squirt of hot glue right in there and then pop the candles in and just decorate it with some greenery. I'm going to use this one from Dollar Tree.
And my heart's going boom, boom, boom. So beautiful tonight. Can you feel it too? Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Yeah. Haven't seen you in so long.
So the Christmas trees from Dollar Tree, I stocked up this year. I still had some from last year, but I went ahead and just opened it up, fluffed it up, and then I'm going to attach a second one to the top. So as you guys can see here, I'm not going to really mess with anything. I'm not going to cut the pole on that tree. I'm just going to go ahead and slide it right in the center and then just use some floral tape to attach it. Last year, or maybe the year before that, I got these Santa snow cans from Walmart for like 10 cents. I always try to buy these when the season is over, when it's like 90% off. So I have a bunch of these in my stockpile. And it makes it so much easier if you use that spray nozzle that I have linked in the description in my Amazon shop. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray my tree nice and well. Don't overdo it because it can get pretty wet. I did leave it overnight to dry. Now you can try to make any type of stand you want for this tree, but I did find that silver skirt at Dollar Tree. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it with some Dollar Tree nautical rope. I'm using some hot glue just to glue it, and then as I go, I do stretch it along the way, and that gives you a little bit more rope for the space that you have to cover. I did end up using a little bit of a second rope also. And then you can decorate the tree however you want. I started decorating it, but I actually preferred just the plain, simple look. So I took my garland off and just left it as is.
And still my feelings are so strong. How I missed your face. Let's have a toast for the lovers. We'll tumble round in the snow. And my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful. Can you feel it?
To make this really colorful wreath, because everything has been super neutral, I am using one of these embroidery hoops. I bought them in a bundle at Goodwill for $4.99. And then I'll be using my Smart Iron-On, and this is the red glitter one. And just so you guys know, when you use the iron-on, you want to make sure that you stick the shiny part down onto your mat and then the flat side up. So I forgot to show you guys my design on Design Space, but you guys have seen me do them before. It's pretty much the same thing with the exception that it's iron-on instead of vinyl. Now I have some extra of this fabric, so what I did is I just warmed it up with my little mini press, and then I put my design right onto it and just ironed it on really well. I waited until it was nice and cool before I removed the plastic off, and then just putting it into my embroidery hoop, I made sure that it was nice and tight. So it's not like saggy or anything. And then I just used some greenery from Walmart that I've had for however many Christmases. And then I did attach it with some wire. Make sure you glue it where you feel like you want to glue, like so that it's nice and firm on there. And then I also used some of these really nice Dollar Tree Christmas florals to add that little pop of red.
When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. just talking on the phone. I'll make you feel at home. Oh, when I got you by my side.
All right, guys, I'm coming in here to check in on you, make sure you're still following along. So I just want to say first and foremost, thank you guys so much for your support. I told you I would be doing some Cricut, some not Cricut elements. I hope you guys have seen some elements on this video that are gonna make your projects easier when you don't have a machine. There's always a way. If you don't have one, you guys already know, trace, print, decals, stickers, all of that. So let me know if you don't have a Cricut, which one of those tips and tricks is your favorite in the comments. All right, let's get back to the projects. So for this one, you guys can use whatever type of sticks you guys can find in your backyard. I actually had this bamboo stick just laying around, and I did spray paint it white. I will also be using these Christmas garland ties that are from Dollar Tree. They come 12 in a pack. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it around the bamboo stick and just glue it where I feel is necessary. And just when I'm done and I have it exactly how I want it, I'm going to go ahead and spray it with some of that snow spray that I used on the tree earlier. And again, this is something that I left overnight so that it would dry. And even then, you are going to have some fallout of that like fake snow, but it should be fine as long as it's not wet. And then to make my stars, I did use some jumbo craft sticks and then some smaller craft sticks. The jumbo ones are from Walmart, and then the other ones I think are from Dollar Tree. I don't remember exactly. And then just set them up to make a star, and I just went ahead and glued them down so that they wouldn't fall apart on me. So I went ahead and made a total of 6 stars, and you guys can see they're like different sizes. I mean, the smaller ones are the same size and then the bigger ones are the same size, but just set those aside and you guys can grab whatever type of yarn, twine, anything that you want to use. I just bought all of these yarn things from Dollar Tree, and they're different textures, different colors. This one's super, super soft. I love it. And then just start wrapping it around. If it makes it easier for you to glue as you go, that's fine. I did end up doing that on like the smaller stars. But you know, just wrap the stars. You guys will get the hang of it as you go.
Know what he's thinking when he'd rather spend his Christmas holiday with someone else.
So to hang it from, I did find more of these bead garlands at Dollar Tree. These were in the fall section, so if you guys have fall sections still, you might be able to find it. I did remove about 15 of the beads to make it the length that I wanted it to be, and then I just attached it to the ends of the bamboo stick to hang it up and added my stars with some twine. Or more of the yarn.
About me. Yeah. I don't know what he's thinking when he says that he's been driving all night, all day to celebrate Christmas with me. But he's not here, and I'm not there. I don't know what he wants now, but I don't care. Yeah. Oh, ain't ringing my bells no more. He missed out on love, and that's for sure.
So this one is one of my favorites, even though it didn't come out how I expected it to or wanted it to. I found these little containers that look like sleighs at Dollar Tree, and then I'm also going to be using a trellis piece from Spring. I have a ton of these in my stockpile. So as you guys can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the sides right off. Once I have both of my pieces, I'm going to take that end that's already kind of curled and curl it even more, and then I'm going to twist the wire so that those little prongs are sticking up the same direction. And then I'm going to mark where those prongs are at the bottom of my sleigh container, and I'm just going to go ahead and screw some holes in it because they're going to go right in there. So now that I know that it's going to fit in there perfectly, I'm going to take my pliers and just twirl the end of the other pieces, or not the other pieces, the end piece. And you guys can see right here how I trimmed it, and then I went ahead and bent it. So I just took like about part of my finger length and just grabbed my pliers and bent it backwards. And you guys will see I'm going to add some glue to the inside of the sleigh, and I'm going to go ahead and put my wire piece, or my, what do you call this? I don't know. Just go ahead and stick it right in there and then bend it forward. And you guys will see it's going to fit perfectly on the inside of the sleigh. I keep calling it a sleigh because that's what it is. And then just add a bunch of glue to the top of that. And you're going to have to hold it for a little bit while it dries so that it doesn't move around. And then once it's all done, just go ahead and spray paint it whatever color you want. I'm going to go ahead and use this Ultra Cover Paint and Primer. You guys can find this at Walmart or Home. No, I got this one at Home Depot, so that's probably where you guys could get it. And then again, the spray nozzle makes everything so much easier. Okay, so here's the part that I wanted to create with my vinyl, and I realized that my paint was going to come right off. So before you try this, make sure you like sprig it with like a sealer or something. Super frustrating for me. I just ripped it right off and just continued on with my project and just left it white.
He missed out on love, that's for sure. I don't know what he wants now, and I don't know why he said all the things he said to me. It means nothing to me now, 'cause there will be someone who would not complain to drive all night, all day, to celebrate Christmas with me.
Alright, so last but not least, going to show you guys how I made this 'Tis the Season sign. I'm going to go a little more in depth with this one, just a tiny bit. So I'm going to be using some of these wooden blocks from Dollar Tree. They do have a 72-piece set or a 36-piece set. You're going to need 32 pieces. And then I'm also going to be using my woodworking hot glue. I have it linked down in the description. Not the exact ones, but some that are similar. What I wanted to show you guys here is that the gap is a lot less when I use this woodworking glue instead of the regular hot glue. So you're going to need 13 pieces for the bottom, 13 for the top, and then 3 for each side. And then I'm also going to be using this Bare Ultra just flat white paint. This is from Home Depot. I'm just going to go ahead and paint my frame. And I just mixed some of this craft chalkboard paint. This is from Dollar Tree with some water to make a stain. And I'll be using this natural wood plaque with a pumpkin. I bought several of these. They're in the fall section. I don't know if they'll have some for Christmas. I don't think I've seen any, but this was perfect. So just went ahead and stained it with that mix, and then also using a baby wipe. And then I just used a little paintbrush to kind of stipple some, not stipple, but like what I'm doing there with my thumb. Just spray it along your board with some paint, and then just make sure you don't get big old globs of it. Just nice and gentle with it, and then go ahead and glue my frame right around it.
We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a
So both the snowflake and the reindeer head are from Dollar Tree, and then the reindeer has a little scarf that I made with some fabric that I had. And then to create my design, I am using Canva. There's a lot of different graphics or fonts that you can use. When I download it to my computer, I'm going to make sure that I do the transparent background, which removes the background, and that does cost money, but I do have a subscription to it. Then I go into my design space and upload the image. So you just look for the image, do a simple, because it's just a simple cut. This is the first that I've seen that Design Space has a background remover, which I didn't have to worry about it because I already did it on Canva. So just align it to your mat and how you're going to cut it out. And I did load my smart vinyl onto my tray because it makes it so much easier for the machine to feed it if you're not using a mat. And then once it's all printed out or cut out, I'm going to go ahead and weed it and then use my transfer tape to transfer it right onto my board.
Christmas.
here we are once again at the end of the video. If you are still here, you guys have no idea how much I really appreciate you. So you guys know what to do. Those thumbs up help me out so much. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure you guys leave me a thumbs up. Leave me any questions or comments down below. I know there's always, you know, questions with my Cricut sponsored videos, but have at it. Go ahead and let me know down below. I'll try to get to you as quickly as I can. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to see you back, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.
I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No,